If your mind never stops talking. If you feel tired even when you do nothing, this short story might change how you see your thoughts forever. Most people search for peace in the wrong places, but what if peace was already inside you, waiting for just one small shift? Once, in a small village surrounded by tall mountains, there lived a young man named Marco. Marco was only 24 years old, but his mind was older than his body, heavy with memories, worries, and endless thoughts. From the moment he opened his eyes in the morning, his thoughts began to race. He remembered mistakes he could not change. He imagined futures he could not control. Sometimes he felt sad for no clear reason. Sometimes fear appeared without warning. His mind was like a stormy sky, always moving, never resting. Because of this, Marco could not sleep well. At night, his body lay in bed, but his mind traveled everywhere else. He forgot how to enjoy small things: a warm meal, a quiet sunset, a simple smile. Even when he laughed, something inside him felt tired. Have you ever felt like this? Surrounded by life, but unable to truly feel it. Marco believed something was wrong with him. He thought peace was for other people, not for someone like him. One evening, as the sun disappeared behind the mountains, Marco met an old traveler. They sat together in silence for a while. Then the traveler spoke. "There is a village far away in the hills," he said. "A wise old man lives there. He once worked as a psychologist in the city. He helped many people calm their minds. But one day he left everything behind: the noise, the pressure, the endless work. Now he lives close to nature. Sometimes he gives advice to those who are truly ready to listen." That night, Marco could not sleep. The words stayed in his mind. Maybe peace is not impossible, he thought. Maybe I just don't know how to reach it. The next morning, Marco made a decision that would quietly change his life. The journey was long and exhausting. Marco walked for days, sometimes under the burning sun, sometimes through cold wind and rain. Along the way, his thoughts followed him. What if this is a waste of time? What if the old man cannot help me? But something inside pushed him forward. Finally, Marco reached the village in the hills. At the edge of the village, he saw a small house covered in green plants. It looked simple, peaceful, almost invisible. On the porch sat an old man. His eyes were closed, his back was straight, his breathing was slow and calm. He looked as if he was part of the earth itself. Marco approached quietly. "Grandfather," he said softly, "my mind never rests. I think too much. I worry too much. I am tired of my own thoughts. I want peace. Can you help me?" The old man slowly opened his eyes. He smiled, not with effort but naturally. "Peace," he said, "is not something you chase. It is something you allow." The old man stood up and walked into his small yard. He picked up a glass and filled it with water, right to the very top. The water trembled slightly. Then he handed the glass to Marco. "Walk to the end of the village," he said, "and then come back. But be careful. Do not spill even one single drop." Marco was confused. How can this help my mind? He thought. But he agreed. As Marco walked, the village came alive. Children laughed and ran past him. Dogs barked loudly. Shopkeepers shouted to sell their goods. The road was narrow and crowded, but Marco noticed none of it. His eyes were fixed only on the glass. Every step was slow. Every movement was careful. He felt his breath. He felt his hands. There was no space for memories, no space for fear. Only the glass. Only this step. For the first time in a long while, Marco's mind was completely silent. When Marco returned, the old man nodded. "Well done," he said. Then he asked, "Tell me, what did you see? Did you notice the children? Did you hear the dogs?" Marco shook his head. No, he said. I saw nothing. I heard nothing. I was only focused on the water. The old man smiled. That, he said softly, is the lesson. When your mind stays in the present moment, the old man continued, there is no room for regret, no space for fear, no noise from the future. For those few minutes, he said, your mind was free. That silence is peace. Marco felt something shift inside him. Peace was not somewhere far away. It was not hidden in the future. It was not lost in the past. It was always there, waiting for attention. The sun began to set. The sky turned golden. Birds flew back to their nests. Marco bowed his head. Now I understand, he said. If I stay in this moment, my mind becomes calm. He walked home slowly, but he was no longer the same restless young man. His thoughts still came, but now they no longer controlled him. Peace does not arrive when life becomes quiet. Peace arrives when you become present. If this story helped you, share it. Subscribe. Thanks.